man says it's time to rock and roll.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
All right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's been 3 weeks, but we're back with another episode of Into the Comiverse. We got some cool stuff we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about Daredevil Born Again, the first 2 episodes, which are spoilers, as well. And I'm going to do a new segment tonight where I'm going to spotlight different horror films. So we're going to get into that. We got some pickups to show off. And before we start doing that, I'm going to take a minute and introduce the 2 cats that are sitting in the back waiting for me to bring them on. So let's do that.
Hello there.
I said 2. There's 3.
Hey,
We got Dr.
Hello
Von
there.
Hoot. We got Evil Mike and Cliff. How you guys doing?
I didn't
Well-
expect to see Mike. I'm sure, and I don't think Al expected to see me.
We had Vogs back here, but he disappeared. He's
Right,
he's
I saw
at
Boggs,
work.
and I was like, "What?"
Tremendous.
I was backstage sneaking.
I got a lot of stuff to get through tonight. I'm going to talk about Indiana. I'm going to talk about a lot of cool stuff. We'll do a little Daredevil Born Again. I'm going to do a horror movie spotlight on the Firefly trilogy, so we'll get into that. But first, the comments. We got Christina Payne saying hello, everyone. She's dropping links in the chats. Thank you, Christina. We got Scotty Vaughn. He's going to try to pop on later if he can get home in time. How you doing, brother? The link for the Kickstarter for the Doctor, we got till Monday if you want to fund that. And then I think Monday's the last day. And y'all, if y'all want to, just click the link or whatever and go support that. We got TM Nerdy saying hi to everybody.
KTM.
And my brother from Indiana, Timothy Williams. What's up, fellow comic comrades? Hello from Indiana. So, first and foremost, just to get out of the way, I'm not moving to Indiana. I've decided to stay where I'm at because, and it's not because anything bad happened in Indiana. Indiana was great. I had a great time, a lot of fun. There's a lot of possibilities there, everything. But when I really started thinking about it, I own my own house, and it just needs to be repaired. The biggest hurdle financially just got taken care of. So I'm like, we get a job, instead of putting $1,400 a month in rent, I can put that into fixing my house. And I was barely gone 3 days and was missing my family. So I don't think that would have worked for me. So
Fair enough.
Aww.
now, as for the live shows, I'm putting the show on a bi-weekly basis for now because I don't want to do my own live on the weeks that me and Evil Mike and them where we're doing the walkthrough Kryn or whatever we're doing with our books, whether it be Dragonlance or Forgotten Realms, whatever we're doing. I didn't want to have to do Parliament, my show, and Mike's all in the same night.
Yeah, that's fair.
But all my
That's a
schedules
lot.
may change depending on what job I get and what shift I work and what days I'm working. So you never know. I'll keep you updated. So, fellas, what's going on? It's been a few weeks.
Well, I managed to get at least 4 subs out of that last stream we did, and I've only 11 away from 400 now. So that's nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats, Stevie.
Y'all
Coming
sub up.
along.
Y'all sub up Hoot because we did a dual 300 giveaway. We could do a dual 400 giveaway.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Tim says that House of 1,000 Corpses shirt from the Horror Con looks good. Yeah, I got me a nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And coincidentally, my made-up sponsor for tonight is. I guess I made it sponsor. Captain Spaulding's fried chicken and gasoline. It just tastes so damn good. Exit 13 for Rootville at Rugsville. It's
Awesome.
tasty fried chicken. So where do we want to start, y'all? You want to talk about Daredevil? You want to? Oh wait, let me throw before I say something. Before I forget, I want to congratulate Izzy for hitting 10,000 subscribers. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, he nailed it. That's awesome.
That is awesome. So, and I did all that in the first 5 minutes. So what y'all want to do? What do y'all want to talk about?
Well, very selfishly, I want you to open that box. Also, very selfishly, I want to avoid Daredevil talk as I have not watched it yet. So I came with a lot of demands, and I'm really sorry.
You mean this box? You talking about this box?
Yes, I am. Which prize did you get?
I don't know.
It's still, you know what? It looks pretty hefty. It does look pretty hefty. That's good.
I think I got the membership.
Right, the membership one. All right, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. How dare I? They're all wonderful from the Council of Comics. All of them are wonderful.
Well, let's go ahead and
open it up and find out.
I've got some other stuff over here, man. Got a couple slabs to add to the collection. I got one that is just really freaking awesome. All right. Oh, wow.
I love that. Oh, wow. Oh, yes, sir.
Well, I can't.
Classic sticker.
I
like
can't
that
do.
stick.
I'm not really good at doing the Takai. Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my. I love it. Hello there.
Oh, we had to use regular tape this time? Oh, no.
Oh my.
It's all good. I just don't want to damage anything.
You know, one of my favorite parts of this is I barely remember what was there, so I'm really excited to see it again.
It's gonna be a surprise to us all.
I was gonna say I got some of Cliff's pretty and
My
pink
theme
stuff.
was pretty in pink, yes.
Yeah. All right, let's go with Batman: The Adventure Continues #1.
Nice,
Ooh.
nice. Pretty cool.
That's cool.
I don't have any of these. I don't even have any of these.
The season continues.
Issue 2.
Oh, you're getting a full read.
That's a great cover.
It is. Issue 3.
Very
That's cool.
nice.
That was cool.
And issue 4. Oh, if I don't drop it. I didn't drop it.
Oh, that's cool.
And issue 5.
Joker action. Redhead.
Then I got this nice Dengar 1-25 ratio variant of Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters, issue 2.
Dengar.
Oh, cool. Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue #1.
Nice.
That is cool. I may have to get this one slabbed since I got the set. We got some King Conan, issue #12. Is it issue 12? Yep. I like Conan. Love me some Conan.
It's a good read.
All right, TM, are you paying attention? We got Titans Beast World #1. I didn't read any of the Beast World series. I need to read that since I've got the DC Infinite app now. That is pretty cool.
Well, that one's a very pretty cover with very pretty pink. And
This
that's
is
all I can say.
This is the first Gargoyles of the new stuff I have now. That is
Dark
pretty cool
Ages.
cover. Dark Ages. And G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue #58. Cobra Commander. I believe this is the first time Cobra Commander put on the... No, he didn't put it on, did he? I think if I remember correctly, Cliff can correct me, anybody correct me. I believe this is the one where Cobra Commander gets shot and Fred 7 becomes the new Cobra Commander.
Maybe.
That is awesome.
I literally chose it for the pink theme. There you go.
That is cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Council. Follow Cliff and the Council of Comics on their YouTube channel and Instagram. And y'all are pretty much live just about every day, ain't you?
Sundays at 5 Eastern, Mondays at 8 Eastern, and Wednesdays at 8 Eastern.
Don't forget Thursdays for your
Oh, and alternating Thursdays for Green Shirt Guy and C Vizzle's fill in the blanks.
yeah. I got more stuff to show off later, but I want to talk about, even though I did say it was going to be a spoiler filled episode of
We'll keep it spoiler
we'll
free if Cliff hasn't
Yeah.
said it. Yeah, because that's just not cricket.
How you doing, Manny the Hobgoblin Collector? How you doing?
Manny.
Well, just overall, what did y'all think about it? I mean, I watched it, and I've watched the first season of the Netflix Daredevil. I got to go back and watch season 2 and 3, but I absolutely loved the first 2 episodes. To me, they hit the mark.
You're missing so much though, Echo and She-Hulk, and
Well,
because even though you might not like it, I mean, they still continue the story.
And
Um,
Hawkeye.
that's true.
Yeah, and
I mean,
Hawkeye too.
I did
'Cause
watch
not
Hawkeye.
only because not only I made my brother because my brother enjoyed She-Hulk. I mean, we watched it, and I can say I enjoyed it up to the end. But all the Daredevil parts, it wasn't that bad. I mean, Daredevil just got a piece of butt, and what's better than She-Hulk? Yeah, I mean all right.
I don't know that you need to watch She-Hulk in order to get
No,
Daredevil.
not really, because I don't remember if they like story-wise progressed anything with Matt Murdock or Daredevil or Kingpin. No, Echo they did, and Hawkeye they did. So I'll give you my take real quick. I give both episodes an 8 out of a 10. I did enjoy the second episode a lot more than the first one, but they're both just as good. I really have small complaints, and one of my small complaints actually ties into one of the cooler moments in the first episode, that first 10 minutes. They went back to using practical sets, which to me that's fantastic. I love that. And then the shot, like it was a ongoing continual shot and everything, and I love that. My small complaint was, I mean, we're already following 2 guys in dark costumes where they automatically take off take out the lights in the first like couple seconds of the fight scene, and we're having to follow them through the dark. And I mean, it was cool getting the flashes of lights to see, but I mean, uh, my smaller complaint was there could have been a little more lighting. I mean, maybe some emergency lights kicked on, or I don't know. That and I might have to come back to the second. I had another small complaint, but honestly was that it was just, but I mean, they were trying to do a more realistic, and I've actually seen the behind the scenes on that whole take, and it was supposed to represent like the camera following, specifically Daredevil. It was supposed to represent like him as a vigilante that, you know, it's something you can't hide from. So that's why the camera constantly like followed him specifically, even though it didn't at some points. But yeah.
What do you think?
Regarding that fight scene, I liked it a lot, and it hit home really well. But it wasn't quite executed as well as the Netflix versions of that sort of thing. But I really enjoyed it, and it hit the spot perfectly for me. Like, I'm not complaining. I thought some of the sound design wasn't as hard hitting as in the Netflix versions, which can make a difference. It can sell a punch much more and that kind of thing. But I'm really picking here. Like it's a great fight sequence. It's really tremendous.
Yeah, mine was nitpicking as well. I'm not. I mean,
Yeah.
that whole fight scene is spectacular, and the ending of it was. It's another movie. Like, if it's not already being referenced in that way, for me, it's another like puny god moment. And if you've seen this episode, you know what I'm talking about. Just the first episode. No, but I mean, okay, so I'm glad you touched base on your topic, because the other I will agree that they didn't execute it, but it's not as far as like the setup and everything, it was like we get Foggy back, right? And that's a huge connection to the Netflix. And then we get Karen back too, which was a huge thing. And that, I mean, and this is not spoilers, they're shown in the previews and stuff, but like the outcome of how we get them back and like, I mean, I believe that could have been stretched out a lot before we got to that one scene. You know,
I mean, maybe, but it's maybe I could make that judgment like once I've seen it all. If you see what I mean, we'll see. It depends how it serves the story going forward. I would say, but I mean, you're right. They could have done it that way. Again, without spoiling anything, I actually enjoyed the second episode as a piece of storytelling more, but I had sort of more like the first episode is more emotional and affecting. Like I got chills multiple times. They nailed the management of the music and stuff like that, and the introduction of all the different characters so well that it hit, you know, pretty much pitch perfect. The other thing I would say is some of the CG in the,
in the beginning
opening is, you know, it's Disney Marvel CG, so it's just not quite up to what I would want. Some of the physics don't look right, that kind of thing. But it's so brief, it doesn't really, you know, it doesn't.
It is noticeable, I will say that. And I'm not, lately, I've been one to not care. Like, everybody was talking about the bad CGI and Cap. Like, honestly, I enjoyed the CGI in Captain America. No, this to me, it was very obvious. Like, and there's specifically one scene, and like it's actually so dope what they did because they merged CGI into like half of a real scene because it's like they use a Daredevil cut where he's flowing through the city in CGI form, and then he gets to a rooftop, and it's the actor moving forward from that spot, and I was like, man, that was a good cut. But the him flowing through the city, I was like, you could tell. The second episode I loved, but I want to agree, it felt more like a true crime episode. Like, and I'm not knocking that, but like apart from the first one, them setting up the main season of it, like it specifically went into like this, you know, detective, like, you know, we have to, you know, I need something to focus on.
Much more
right
drama
now.
heavy than the first one. Like that's where they did the acting, as it were, and it was, yeah, I did really enjoy it. I am an action guy, so I do want action. So they need to. I like the drama as much as the next guy, and I'm there for it. But just sprinkle in action fairly regularly. Doesn't even have to be long. But I'll if it keeps doing that, then I'll find it frustrating. But if they can sprinkle it enough, then it will work. That makes any sense.
I can understand that because my brother is a big, you know, if it's got too much story, he wants, you know, the equal, or he wants it overbearing in action, you know. So I mean, I can understand if it's all story. For me, the story is good enough, but will it continue on, kind of thing? And especially right now with the story they're trying to tell, for me it feels open ended, like a couple episodes and that's it, kind of thing.
For me, by the end of the second episode, I was so intrigued where it's going. I can't wait. It could go loads of different ways, and it's just so exciting to care that much about anything on a Disney Plus. like X-Men 97 was the last time that I really felt sort of like I got to see next week sort of feelings.
I enjoy it. I want to say since we got I don't know specifically when we got that, I want to say it was like Agatha, and then, but you know, since we've started getting like, and I don't know when the cut, you know, I can't remember exactly when it was. You know, it might have been right after the Marvels or whatever. But I want to say whatever that cut was. I'm not going to say Marvel has gone up like tremendously, but there has been, in my
There has
opinion,
been an upward trajectory.
yes, because I overly enjoyed Agatha. Like
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
really excited to see where it goes. Like as far as this for now, What If falls under this line, and I did enjoy the first 2 seasons of What If and the third season. Although I'm not gonna say it was like a hassle watching it. To me, it felt it was kind of a letdown compared to the other 3 seasons. I mean, the other 2 seasons. So I don't know if that. I mean, that could have been like story that they already had planned pre the cut. I don't know. No, but I mean, as far as what we got so far from this, it does feel a lot like the Netflix. And I don't know if I noticed what Manny keeps talking about. Manny's talking about like Charlie Cox doesn't come off as blind. I mean, to me, he portrays a blind individual like extremely well. Like I have to remind myself that he can see. That's how well he's portraying a blind. Like even when I watch him in interviews, I constantly have to tell myself that he can see. So I don't know if everybody, like in my opinion, he does play a generally blind person very well. But I've heard how he does it. It he just doesn't look people in the face.
Mhm.
I don't even know if I noticed that in the show or whatever, but he does tend to like look down and kind of look around and stuff. But okay, so I don't know if there might be another small complaint. I do plan to go back and rewatch it. I've only watched it once, but I don't know if y'all caught this, but with BB. So I mean, the show starts out, and I'm gonna try and talk about this and be non-spoiler, but with BB starts off as a character that we meet before we meet the character, because we're watching these like fluff pieces, where they're talking to people around the streets of New York and they're asking them like random questions. Okay, and the title of that show is called BB. The progression of the show, we later on meet an individual who has an interview with Kingpin, and it's supposed to be a scripted interview, like questionnaire with Kingpin, and during that questionnaire, it's found out that she is BB who runs the show, and not only that, but she's like, don't quote me on this, but she's the daughter or granddaughter or niece of Ben Ulrich. I can't remember, but she's somehow related to Ben Ulrich.
Yeah.
I think it's the order.
How you doing, Rich?
What's up, guys? Sorry you can't see me. I'm driving, so I don't. There's no good way around it.
Hey, Rich. Like my catch of the mistake is as you're watching those flood pieces and into the interview, it's revealed that no one knows who does that show. That's why they call it just BB. It's part of like the gimmick of the show. And during the interview, Kingpin and his badassery like just knows that that BB is her name and she's behind the show and this and that. And like my catch, what I'm talking about is after that point, there's a whole bunch of fluff pieces. The fluff pieces continue. And after that, it's just she kind of reveals herself to be like tied. And I don't know if that's like the show being clever, like since she was outed by Kingpin, like she just reveals herself on the I don't know. I feel like it was like a weird continuity thing where like she should not have been talking about herself on the show, and it happens after she does the Kingpin thing. And I feel like it's like the show is either like they missed the fact that like the show wasn't there. I don't know. You'd have to watch the show to know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
It's a deep cut though.
I want to say hi to Kenneth Bird. I want to say hi to Greg Ellis. I'm going to be showing off something later on I picked up from Greg that's really freaking awesome. And Manny asked me a question earlier. He asked if, I don't know where it was at, but he asked me if I was collecting any runs and working on any runs. I'm always working on runs, but I'm going to talk about a couple of them later on. Clip, I hope it didn't spoil too much for you.
Well, I'm putting a lot of uncomfortable 2 and 2s together. That's for sure.
Cliff, you didn't watch it yet?
No, I don't think so. I've been talking in metaphors, and DVH has been
I'm certainly watching what I'm saying because I don't want to ruin anything.
But like I can fill in the dancing blanks.
Most of this is visual as well. Like most of what we're talking about, like that first 10 minutes is specifically a visual. I mean, I could spoil it for you, and it's still something you'd have to go watch for yourself because it's not something I could explain as vividly as shown in the. I will say there's some characters that have surprised me because they've been there for a while, but they've stepped forward. But Cherry's character, now he's working for Matt Murdock and his investigation kind of thing. I really enjoy his character on this. Like, I feel like Cherry took over like Foggy's part. Like that should have been what Foggy's character should have been in the Netflix Daredevil, and we're finally getting someone to fulfill that character.
Hey, one more thing. I try not to make it spoilers, but when Daredevil was with his new love interest, who I'll leave nameless, they were saying, "Oh, where'd you go to school?" She said Xavier. I just thought that was funny.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, she does. But I don't know if that was like, I mean, because there are a lot of like Xavier schools up. Like I think there's a big like Xavier like art school or something.
Sure, but like that's not an accident. That they said that. Like,
I don't know. Okay, because
it probably doesn't mean anything, but it isn't an accident.
All right, so there is another like connection kind of cameo like side drop. It's a deep cut, but it's because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but some of this is Devil's Reign. The storyline, when Kingpin actually becomes the mayor.
100% Devil's Reign.
Yeah.
Okay, so like his whole thing during that run was kind of what they're doing with the Sokovia Accord, and this makes sense. And the Daredevil universe, they're doing the vigilante activist. So he mentions some like people that are prowling around New York in vigilante mode, and he mentions like something related to a spider and like maybe a honey badger type of character with some claws, and in our Daredevil guy. But he does mention those other New York based, kind of mainstays, and I thought that was pretty cool. Because he doesn't do it in Easter egg form. He just outright kind of names them.
Yeah.
I'm being trying not to be spoilery.
Well, don't worry, that's not too spoilery.
No, but he did, and it does have a very Law and Order feel. But I can say I'm not a huge fan of Law and Order. I do like the mystery and the detectiveness that goes into the show. But like it does like, especially the second episode, it extremely has that feel to it. I kept waiting for the dun 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 dun.
Well, me myself, I actually enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm going to give it a rewatch as well. And I'm looking forward to the new episode. And I love the interactions between Fisk and Matt. I thought that was pretty cool. And everything with Vanessa, that was interesting. And that's all I'm going to say.
I want to say for me, there's like 3 badass moments already out of these 2 episodes. Like, and yes, there's one really badass moment in the first episode, but like, honestly, for me, the second episode has 2 kind of standout cool moments. I can say one thing because, like, and I'm going to try and be as spoiler free, but yes, Kingpin can be seen as a major villain, but I hope he's not like the major villain of the whole like season. I mean, I know he's going to be the mainstay. But like we already knew there was going to be some splashes of other villains, and one we've already got. Like I'm kind of.
You want to see him as an obstacle more than anything else.
I just want to see some more villains, or like another Purple Man situation where it's a consecutive like storyline, you know. Like, and they were talking about Muse, they were talking about like, because we already knew Bullseye was going to show up, but they were talking about, you know, some other characters, and some of the ones that they've mentioned before the show
Yeah,
revealed the trailer or whatever.
I think they have to do another villain, because how many seasons can you keep doing the same people, Bullseye and Kingpin, every single time? You know what I mean? Add somebody.
My thing is, if we do Kingpin for a whole season, like that could get boring. Like if it's just Matt, especially where Matt's at for this season, and you know what he's doing and stuff like that, especially without Elektra there, which I'm kind of hoping eventually, like, kind of throw that back at us too. Like, God dang it. Um, but
I don't know. Whenever they do Elektra, it doesn't work for me, so I'm fine with it not happening. Now, Punisher's an
um,
interesting one because
yeah, we do know he's
obviously we
coming.
know he's coming, and
Mhm.
I mean he can be both, like you know, an antagonist and a protagonist. So there will be wrinkles of that.
I'm trying to figure out how he gets even into the show, but then how he's even used because I can
There is a bit at the end of 2 which sort of indicates how they might start to weave him into it.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
Well, switching gears, tonight I'm gonna start a new segment tonight for all the horror fans out there, and this was actually came from my experience at Evansville Horror Con. I think that was greatly infused in it. I want to start talking about like spotlighting a different horror film for every show. And even though the wallpaper says House of a Thousand Corpses, I want to talk about the Firefly trilogy.
Oh,
House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, Three from Hell. I've been watching all of them. I'm about halfway through Three from Hell. I got busy. I got interrupted. Had to do something else. I wasn't able to get back to it. So, what are y'all, for those who've seen it, what are your interpretations of the trilogy itself? Which ones did you like? Which ones did you not like? I mean, let's talk.
First off, I'm a huge Rob Zombie as a but both as a singer, musician, and as a director, and so I can be biased because he's only done a couple movies that I didn't like. First and foremost, House of a Thousand Corpses, to me, he kind of reinvented the slasher genre back then. The whole family, like, you know, I'm not gonna say he, you know, that there wasn't other people doing it, but I want to say for me, it was the first time, like at a new age level, where it was successful, kind of thing. It was interesting. I love the House of a Thousand Corpses. There's so many different speeches. There's so many different like moments in that movie that are wonderful and like effed up and weird, and um the whole the whole Firefly family in general I enjoy, and I was never
Regarding this, he's married to Kurt Angle's niece.
Yeah.
yeah, in law, yeah, he's by law, he's not like blood related.
Yeah.
No, but out of the three, I definitely like. I will say I enjoy the first two the most. Really, it's the first one, and it's a strong like this. I want to say for me that movie's almost at a 10, and then you go to the Devil's Rejects, and I want to put it like at a 7. I do like parts of that movie, but a lot of the movie felt kind of lazy and in the ending and where it was going, kind of thing. And then the third one, the return. Um, I it's almost like I vaguely remember it, kind of thing. I remember bits and pieces, and it's not that I dislike the movie. I remember watching it and I was like, it was good, but at the same time, it just felt like the Devil's Rejects, like, you know, kind of. It was like
Third one feels like a cheap sort of cash in. Really, like there was no reason to make that movie if you were like the movie doesn't really need to be
It
there.
kind of ended with the
Yeah,
with the Devil's Rejects scene.
it did. And I think The Devil's Rejects is a very interesting film, which has some really smart filmmaking because they essentially turn the worst people on the planet into sort of heroes by the end of it, and it's a really subversive twist because you really are rooting for them by the time Freebird hits, and they do that end sequence.
I was rooting for him in the first one.
I really enjoy Devil's Rejects. I think it's a really smart movie, but House of a Thousand Corpses is my favorite of the three by a country mile, just because I think it's a perfect homage to, well, sort of 70s
like
slasher.
a whole different,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like slasher, like family slasher, because you could say it was like, I mean, it has elements of like.
If you really look at that movie, it's essentially the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 put together.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same narrative and structure as those two movies, just squashed.
Yeah.
And then you have the fun sort of Rob Zombie-ishness of it, which is all very psychedelic and neon and garish and loud and obnoxious.
See, I like to throw Psycho in there. That reminds me, like, you know, he took elements of that. He took elements of, Camp Crystal Lake, especially with the hippie scenes and stuff like that. I want to say, honestly, it homages like a lot.
Loads of stuff, but the actual narrative structure is sort of
Texas Chainsaw
the
Massacre.
plot lines of 1 and 2 just
That and like the Hill Have Eyes mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think House of a Thousand Corpses is my favorite one because I know going back and remembering the first time I watched it, just watching it, and when it got to the ending, I was like, "What the hell?" You know, I wasn't expecting that because honestly, I thought Captain Spaulding was just a throw-in character, you know, and then you find out, wait, hold on, you know.
I like the reveal too because it wasn't like. You know, it was same thing as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it was a family that was like bigger. You know, it wasn't just they all lived in this one house. They had elements within the town and stuff, and it was all a big trap. But this one, it was like the way it was revealed with the ongoing stuff. I mean, I also like how he added the whole behind, the like sheriff interview tapes, kind of reminiscent from Night of the Living Dead and.
Yeah. And then you get to like the Devil's Rejects, and you got Leslie Easterbrook, replacing Karen Black as Mother Firefly. Now, unfortunately, I'm probably the one person that, DVH said you kind of start rooting for the bad guys at the end. I was not rooting for them. When they gunned them down, I was like, they deserve that shit.
Well, they really do. I mean, they're awful,
they do.
awful people. I mean, I think one of the things that stands out the most to me about both of those two movies is just so absolutely reprehensible Otis is.
Yeah.
Like, Bill Moseley is
Otis.
a powerhouse. He's a wonderful actor, and that character is just the worst person I could ever imagine being anywhere near. Just he's so dangerous and such an insane, frightening man.
He's like, he reminds me of the Joker, and like he has that mentality like where he can be friendly and calm and everything, and then at an instant, he sees something and he just goes into kill mode. Otis is by far my favorite character.
And I was gonna say, you mentioned Otis too, because one of my favorite scenes from the Devil's Rejects, I've laughed so much about this, is as sadistic as he is, they're all in the car. They see the ice cream sign. I want some ice cream. There is no effing ice cream in your future. And the next thing you see is both of them eating ice cream. He's like the guy driving going, I was just waiting for him to go, if you don't settle down, I'm going to turn this car around.
Yeah. Now, one of my favorite scenes out of all movies is actually in House of a Thousand Corpses. And it's Otis when he's talking to like after he's made that dude a mermaid, and like
Yeah.
he's talking to, like, I think it's the two girls or whatever, and he goes into this speech about like how when he was growing up, about his gym teacher like getting mad at him because he wore these Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck socks, and because they weren't matching socks, he was supposed to have like both of them either Mickey Mouse or both of them Donald. And like his whole point was like, what the fuck does it matter? I have socks on. Like, we're at
Yeah.
gym, like, and you're a gym teacher. Why are you like critiquing my fashion state? Like, but that speech right there is one of my all-time, like, I used to have the whole, and it's a long ass speech because he sits there and like rants at those girls for like 2-3 minutes about
Yeah.
their stupid socks. And I like, that's one of the things I love about the movies, because it's not just a stupid slasher with stupid, like, that there's these overall like big, smart things that are going on. Like all the kids in the original movie, like that's one thing that I did get behind him in the House of a Thousand Corpses, was they weren't just randomly killing people. They were killing like scum of the earth as it was. They weren't necessarily criminals or whatever, but they weren't people that like valued life per se. And like it's evident by everything they do along the way. Like they're just itching to be killed, kind of thing. Like you could just put the cliff right in front of them and they would walk off it.
Yeah, they're
Um,
obnoxious and just.
the second movie is a little different. It reminds me of like Saw 2 in that aspect, because they've dropped that whole motif and now they're in like escape mode, so they're willing to like, just kill anybody
Do
to
anything.
proceed. Yeah, and it's like a whole another beast, which I enjoyed. It wasn't exact. You don't want a sequel to be exactly like the first one, especially where we leave the first movie off. The third one, I don't know. I don't even know how the script came to be. Like,
Well, I know as far as the third one, like I said, I've only watched half of it, and I was talking to DVH backstage before his show, and me being from Arkansas and this being prevalent in history in Arkansas from the 90s, I got a feel that there was a little bit of the West Memphis 3 incorporated into this. And for those of you who don't remember what the West Memphis 3 was in the 90s, there was 3 children that were murdered, and these 3 guys were implicated in on it. But through DNA and everything, you're beginning to think in documentaries, these kids did not have anything to do with it. And you started seeing a lot of the Free the 3 with West Memphis 3 stuff and the media around it. And now they're out. They did the Alfred plea, and it makes you really wonder whether or not they really did it. But I seen a lot of that for some reason in the whole thing at the beginning of 3 from Hell that I thought was interesting.
But it's a subversion of that, because we
Yeah.
know that the Firefly.
Yeah, we
family
know
did
they're
what
guilty
they
as
did,
hell.
Yeah.
guys, I hate to jet around, but I gotta go. I got my own life coming up.
All right, Mike,
It's
take it
fun.
easy, brother.
Cheers,
Ah.
mate.
Mike.
I feel like with the third one, I believe anyway that they had a different movie in mind
Yeah.
originally, but because of the illness of Sid Haig, they
Yeah.
couldn't make that movie, and it got retooled. And there's stuff in it, like in the special features on the Blu-ray, they have Sherry Moon Zombie does archery lessons to do the scenes,
Yeah.
and then when they come to shoot it, she's not allowed to hold a bow and arrow because of the insurance. So so they CG the entire thing, and it looks not very good, and because it's cheap CG, and like it's stuff like that really gets in the way of creativity in a movie. Like it's like she's trained for this, like you've paid for her to do it,
Yeah.
and yet you can't do it. It's just a little thing, but it's that, but a whole movie of sort of like head scratching.
Well, Cliff, what do you think about all this? You just been sitting there.
Well, I haven't seen a single one, so I wouldn't know what to say.
Oh, I can imagine you watching House of a Thousand Corpses. You'd probably blow your
Me
mind.
either.
I mean, listen, I've seen Terrifier, and I
Okay, then.
right. So I feel like it can't hold a candle to that, you know.
It's not nearly as gory as Terrifier. It's more, I don't know. It's difficult to say psychological, but it's more about the family as a horrible sort of bunch of psychos than it is about the act of doing a sinister thing. Like in Terrifier.
You know, but some of us get enough of that at home. So, you know, I mean,
sure. No, don't get me wrong. These movies are absolutely not for everybody. Like I happen to enjoy horror movies, so it works for me. But not everybody is going to be like, you know what? I fancy watching some woman being terrorized and some sadistic cannibals running after him.
Yeah, I'm like, it sounds amazing, you know, like, yeah.
Well, what's funny about both of the two movies is they have jet black and Terrifier, for that matter, jet black humor, which keeps it just bearable enough all the way through. It depends how much you appreciate that kind of thing as to whether you're going to get along with it.
One of the things I thought was interesting when I watched The Devil's Rejects this time, and it was only because of the Horror Con. When I was at Evansville, they had David Sheridan there, and I seen on his flyer it said The Devil's Rejects because he played Doofy from Scary Movie, and I went, wait a minute, he's in The Devil's Rejects. And then of course when I watched the movie, I seen him as the cop. He was one of the cops, and I went, oh, okay, interesting. So he was in it.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes together.
Yeah. Rich, what you think about all this, man? Are you just here for the comics?
I was kind of jumping in for the Daredevil convo because I know it was like non-spoiler, but you know, I'm just here for moral support, man.
Cool.
I'm not a big horror guy.
All right. Well, that's cool. So, Hoot, if you was to give an overall grade, what would you give it?
Of each film or as a trilogy?
Well, let's just say overall.
I'd probably say it's a B.
Right.
If you're grading it, I'm leaning towards an A. So maybe like an A minus. It's just like the third movie is not a good movie in my opinion. It's not written well, and it's just a massive missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like they probably just shouldn't have made it. Like the first two are a perfect narrative structure that works.
Yeah.
And how they managed to make the second one as good as it is as a miracle as it's difficult to make films, and that film is really, really good in my opinion. So, the first two are A plus level.
Yeah.
But that third one unfortunately drags it down a little bit.
I completely agree with you. I was going to say, I figure the first one would be like an A plus, second one about an A, and the third one, I don't really feel like I can grade the third one yet because I haven't finished watching it, but I'm starting to feel the same way because I'm like, it's a good movie, but it's not a horror. To me, it's not really a horror film. I mean,
it's an odd movie, and it's just not that interesting either. Like it's like I've got it, and I've got two copies of it, weirdly, and I've just never had any urge to watch it again. I've seen it once, and maybe I should give it another shot, but I don't know.
Yeah, I figured I'd just watch it to get out of my system, and we'll see how it goes. Well, y'all got anything before I get into my mountain of stuff I'm going to show off? Do y'all have anything y'all want to show off?
I mean, I have a little bit like next to me.
All right.
Like I did. Hang on, I'll reach across and grab it. I did the Kickstarter for the Transformers trading cards.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I was tempted to, but I didn't do it.
So I've got like the hobby sort of box, which I think is 24 packs. So we'll open that. But I was looking on the back of it, and it says the one of ones are in. There are only 40 throughout the entire run, so chances of hitting something like that are, I mean, bad. But there's other stuff like autographs and cool stuff, but not numbered cards and stuff like that. Because I'm big into trading cards at the moment. Feels like it's a bit of a missed opportunity. But I got this cool Kickstarter exclusive binder thing for it to put them in, which is awesome. And then because it was the Kickstarter, I did some of the like exclusive tiers. I've got a pack of like metal exclusives and all sorts of funky stuff in here, which is, you know, that's where the hits are going to be, like from the hobby box probably. But then there's this, which is the premium deluxe ultra, whatever you want to call it. It's one packet of trading cards, 7 cards, I think. Yeah, 7 cards in one pack, and it cost way too much, but it has for sure got 2 one-of-ones in it. So I'm really excited. Like sketch cards, basically. I really want a good sketch card with awesome art on it, because, you know, who doesn't love a good sketch card? But yeah. I'm excited to open these up and do a video. That'll be coming in the future on like a Friday. I usually put the ones that aren't comics related. Yeah. And that's all I've got to hand. But I did get a very, very, very generous AOK from one Tony, Mr. Comiverse himself, sent it in.
Ooh.
And that video will be up on Monday, I want to say, maybe Tuesday. Depends how I can get on with the editing, but it's wonderful. He really nailed it. I can't wait for people to see it, just because I was blown away. It's really, that Tony guy, he's a good egg. Like him.
He's all right.
Yeah.
He tries.
Yeah, that's all
Cliff,
I got.
To hear.
Cliff, you got anything you want to show off, or?
I mean, I don't have anything particularly special at the moment, and I am really saving this because this was an entire adventure, so I got to do a video on it because
Okay.
I didn't know it was coming from Hong Kong.
Oh hell.
So it turned into a madcap adventure. By madcap adventure, it's just me watching this thing travel every day for 8 days. So y'all can look forward to that in the near future. You know, and I bought a bunch of new comics. As you may have seen, most of my new comics were all based around Luciano Vecchio and Spider-Verse.
Yep.
And of course, I love my Ultimates. So they're there too.
That's cool.
That's pretty much it. That's just it.
So I got a lot of stuff to show off. Now, keep in mind, a lot. I cut a lot of stuff too because of videos and stuff. I am going to point out one of the things I got from my buddy Tim and his wife Jennifer. I got a lot of these, a few of these construction packs of G.I. Joe, and I put one together. You know, there's a couple others down here, but I actually put one together. It's back here somewhere. I got a picture I post on Instagram. First,
so are they like the original toys or what?
Well, they're basically like Legos, but I mean, they look
okay,
cool.
Right,
They
I'm
look
with
pretty
you.
cool. That this is the one I put together, and hold on a second, if I can reach it. I gotta watch it, so otherwise it'll fall apart. But this is what it, yeah.
Ooh.
And the little, I even had to put the little guy together, the little snake eyes together. That's pretty cool. But yeah, those are pretty cool. I haven't done anything with Legos or anything like that in forever.
So they are pretty much like Lego.
Yeah,
They
pretty much.
look very similar. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, so first I'm going to show you my new comic book day pickups that I got this week, and we'll go into some other stuff. I haven't read any of these yet, but I got the new issue of Nice House by the Sea. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, it's been a pretty good series, but I'm slowly losing interest, and hopefully they'll do something to keep my interest up. I mean, it's been a great series so far. I got the nice shiny foily of issue 612 of Batman. Superman looks like he's choking out Batman. Apparently they're doing they're doing the whole hush thing. Got Nightclub 2, the last issue of Nightclub 2. This has been a really good series so far, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that ends.
Miller is really sticking the landing.
Oh yeah. Got the new issue of Scorched. It's pretty cool. Love that cover. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue number 314. I still love the whole Cobra zombie thing, and you got Cobra doing a civil war with Serpentor's zombie army and Cobra Commander, and I believe in the last issue, Destro kicked Cobra Commander's ass. So, I mean, that's been pretty cool. Then I got a couple of points. Amazing Spider-Man 65-point deaths. I went ahead and picked this one up because they put 68 in my file. Spoiler. So, I know these are pretty much standalone books that usually don't have anything to do with the main. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Then some facsimiles. I got Daredevil because I just had to. Then I got this one.
I mean,
I
said that's a good one for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, it ain't like I got $5,000 to pop down on the first print. Then this is a second print, facsimile reprint of Fantastic Four #1, but it's Alex Ross.
I got that one too.
Oh,
and you know what's funny? He did that art piece back in 2018. You know,
yeah, I thought he'd already done one like that.
He did, and they just took advantage.
And then I reached into the back issue bins and pulled out ASM 245. I need it for my run, and I got a few ASM books from Evansville that I'm not showing off, but all I need is issue 244, and I'll have a run from ASM 233 to 422. That'd be pretty cool. Now, the next ones I'm showing off is some books I got from Durs, from Whatnot Sales, and I'm assuming this is the first issue of Absolute Superman. So I picked up this nice little.
Wait, maybe that's issue 2 in foil.
Honestly,
they made so many covers. I can't remember.
But I got that. I finally got a first print of issue 1 of Doctor Doom. I had a second print, but I wanted this nice first print cover. I love that. Got my Maestro Warren Pax, the Scotty Young variant, where it looks like he's slinging around Doom like a rag doll.
Nice.
And Batman issue 77. Bought this just because of the death of Alfred. And this is a third print of Spawn 300. I just got it because for some reason, to me, the green pops more than the red does. I thought that was pretty cool. Then I got this Amazing Spider-Man.
Nothing like using Spawn for a Spider-Man homage.
That's right. Then I got this beautiful Black Cat, ASM 25. I don't remember what volume it is, but it's pretty cool. Now I'm going to show you just a few of the books I got from the Evansville, from Comic Quest. I got some Batman, Captain America. I put them up. You'll be able to see them in the video I'm making, but I just pointed these out just because I joked about this a lot, but I finally got a copy of New Guardians issue #2, the first appearance of Snowflame, the only villain that I know of that is powered by cocaine.
Yep.
That is freaking awesome. Because I love the part. I opened it up, and he's like uppercutting some dude, and he goes, "Cocaine is my god, and I am the instrument of its will." And I was like, "Oh man!" But one series I was able to get for dirt cheap, and I freaking absolutely love it. I got all 6 issues of Dark Empire. For those of you who don't know, this is the first Dark Horse comic, Star Wars comic. This is really awesome. And it's got some beautiful covers. I love this one. This is probably one of my favorite covers.
Well, you just snatched them. You snatched that whole collection of.
You damn right. That when I had to piece it together from several different boxes, man. I tell you what, if I had a comic store like that, my wife would be pissed off at me all the time. Because I can't even begin to just express how many boxes of books I went through. All right, so moving along, these next few things I got. I subscribe to Marvel Unlimited. I subscribe to DC Infinite. Well, I got a box from Marvel Unlimited that had some cool stuff in it. It had this little print of Deadpool and Wolverine that I thought was pretty cool. Then it came with I'm trying to remember who did the cover. I don't remember who did this cover, but it's a Wolverine Revenge variant for Marvel Unlimited that I thought was pretty cool. And then it came with an action figure of the Night Spider. And I guess the only way you can get this is through that.
There you go.
I think the only way you can get this figure is through the Marvel. It's got a Marvel Unlimited exclusive thing on it. So I thought I thought the figure looked kind of cool. Yeah.
That is pretty awesome. It might be worth like that kind of thing, getting it graded, just because like sooner or later that's going to be worth a ton to those action figure nuts. They love that kind of stuff. And there can't be that many of them, can there?
No, there's not a lot of us at all. Okay, now I'm moving to the Evansville Horror Con. I got a lot of autographed pictures, man. I had a blast up there. Got to meet a lot of cool people. Got to meet Danielle. Got to meet Art the Clown. A lot of cool stuff. Now, while I was at Tyler Maine's booth, I went to get his autograph, which I did. I got to take some selfies with him. But he has a comic. It's called The Last Spartan Red Tape, and I got this red hollow full cover signed by Tyler Maine. And this, I'm trying to remember who it was that did the cover. I think it was Silvestri. Silvestri did the cover. And this is about this guy. He's in this motorcycle group, and they're dealing with human trafficking. And all the proceeds from this book goes against the fight against human trafficking. So I went ahead and signed it, got it. Thought it was pretty cool. Tyler was awesome too. So the next barrage of stuff is pictures that I got. This is one of Holly Marie Combs that I got. It says, "To Tony, blessed be." I thought it was pretty cool. Now, I wish I would have did this with Holly since I got to take a selfie, but this one's for my wife. This is Brian Krause. I got that autograph picture of Leo from Charmed. I got to meet Felissa Rose, who did Sleepaway Camp, and she's in a movie called Stream. She was in Terrifier 2 as the principal. But her and Brett Wagner, the guy that played Leatherface, has a podcast called Killing Time. You can check it out on YouTube. It's pretty cool. So I got that. I got Felissa Rose was the cheapest person to get autographs for. I paid $40, got 2 autograph pictures and that picture, and possibly a new subscription on Facebook or YouTube. I got that one. Yeah. I got this one. It says, "To Tony, what's going on?" And it's Felissa Rose.
Tremendous. That's really cheap. And she's an icon of horror movies. So
she was really friendly. She was really friendly and lovely. I'm going to film a video. I got a video clip I haven't posted yet of all the selfies that I took and with her as well. And then I got this one from Sleepaway Camp. It says, "Tony, meet me at the waterfront after the social."
Brilliant.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
Yeah, she said, "Don't do it. Don't do it." And I think, I think he just wrote this on here because of the picture that I picked. But I picked a Michael Myers picture for Tyler. It's got of him flipping off the camera, and it says to Tony, "Tell them all to F off." I thought that was pretty funny. Of course, Danielle. I love meeting Danielle. Got this autographed Halloween 4 picture from Danielle.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then, okay, for me personally, Danielle was my favorite, but I met this clown, David Howard Thornton. I got this sign that says, "Tony, you're on my naughty list." So I thought that was pretty cool.
Tremendous.
And then we got a couple of the professional
I'm sure he was
photos.
very, very cool to meet.
Oh, okay. And here's the thing. I was reading a lot of stuff. People go, "Oh man, he is an asshole. You do not want to meet him live." That is completely not true. He was a freak. He was freaking awesome. I mean, we sit there and talked briefly because he had a long ass line. The line for the press photo op was four rows down. At one point in time, the line to his table went out the building and down the thing. So I mean, but I'm going to show that one first. Here's a picture of me and my brother with Art the Clown.
Amazing.
So that was pretty awesome. And then me and my buddy Tim, I don't know what I just did, but there we go. Me and my buddy Tim got a photo op with Danielle Harris, and we had the option to get bloody. And so I bought a white T-shirt just for this moment, just so I could do this.
Amazing.
Because I didn't know that I had getting fake blood smeared all over me by Danielle Harris on my bucket list, but if I did, it was achieved.
Tremendous.
And I've actually got the shirt. I told Tim and them that I'm going to do like some kind of little shadow box thing. So, but that's all the stuff from the Horror Con. But wait, there is more. I got 2 more things to show off. These are slabs. Got one from Shortbox. I actually have 2 more coming from Shortbox. I thought one was going to be in today. It's not going to be in until I don't know when. I got one sitting in Honolulu that I'm just anxious to get a hold of. So this first one is it's an upgrade. I have a nice 4.0, but given the character and everything and how much I love the character, I've been wanting to get a higher grade. So I'm happy with this one. I got this one for the same price that I paid for the other one raw. And this is Avengers 196 and the 8.5, the first Taskmaster.
Iconic.
Yep. So I thought this was pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm gonna have to get with Rob because I'm already planning on sending the 4.0 to C3.
Nice.
Oh, that's very cool.
And
boy, C3 has really been benefiting today. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
And as cool as I like the Taskmaster, I love the Taskmaster. We're not going to talk about Black Widow. My buddy Greg, while I was in Indiana, he's the guy that cleans and presses my books. He sent something to me. He said, "I don't know if you'd be interested in this or not, but he said, I'm going to give you a first shot." As soon as I seen what the book was, I sent him the money. No questions asked. Now, this book's seen some popularity due to some MCU hype, but that's not why I bought it. I mean, you could tell.
I mean, it's not. Like, this is a book that, regardless, if there were no movies, you would
Exactly. And it's a nice low grade. It's better than no grade copy, but it's Amazing Spider-Man 50.
Ooh.
It's tremendous.
This is freaking badass. As soon as he said, "Would you like to have that?" I was like, "Hell freaking yes." And I freaking jumped on it in a heartbeat.
Do you know why it's a 1.5? What's because it looks nice. I mean,
well, on the camera it looks nice, but when you start looking, I mean, it's a beat up copy. And plus, if you look on the back, there's the bottom part of the section where it's tore.
Right. Is there a water stain on it?
I don't know. I don't know the grader's notes. Back then, there's no barcode, so back then they probably weren't doing graders notes. But for me personally, I never thought this would be in my wheelhouse or
it's
in my
great.
in my collection. So I would dare say that I'm about as giddy as getting this 1.5 as you were getting House of Secrets.
Yeah, it's a big book. Yeah, tremendous.
But that's all I'm going to show off. Oh wait, hold on. I almost forgot. I was going to do this with the Horror Con. I got these. But that's me in a nutshell.
Tremendous.
You had a great time at least.
Oh yeah, I had a blast. Okay, Greg says that book has grader's notes. Okay. Yeah, because he's the one I bought the book from.
Nice. So you'll be able to find out.
I didn't get to freaking load the picture. So Greg, forgive me. This is where I brag about Greg for a second. He cleaned and pressed all of his books. He sent off a bunch of symbiote books. Like he sent off like ASM 252, ASM 300. He sent off Amazing Spider-Man 316. And I don't know if they all were, but I think the 252 was a Mark Jewelers. He got back his Amazing Spider-Man 316 as a Mark Jewelers in a 9.8.
Whoa.
And he said there's only like 6 on the census.
Yeah, that'll be a spicy meatball. That's tremendous.
He's already had one guy when he did some digging because it was so hard to find info on it. He had one guy that he talked to some people, and one guy's he's trying to herd all of them and send him an offer to buy his. So I mean, hoard, not herd.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, that's all my pickups and all my showboating and.
Okie dokie.
That was great. And to think you trimmed it down for us.
Yeah, I trimmed it down because I mean, like I bought a stack of Batman books, and that Batman set gave me the full run of Batman from 400 to 525. So I mean, I got a couple Captain America. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna make a video where when we were in Indiana, we went to Santa Claus, Indiana, and I went to this little Santa Claus museum and did a lot of filming. So
cool.
That'll be coming up. But coincidentally, I didn't do a lot of filming. I didn't do any filming at the con because I was too busy just walking around and
having fun. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was fun. I think we're already planning on going back next year.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a great time, honestly.
And spoiler alert, I got Hoot something too. It's going to be a video Monday.
Ooh. That's a good teaser.
Yeah.
Yes.
But y'all, let's just roll around the horn and y'all let me know what y'all got coming up. Cliff, what you got coming up?
As usual, Sundays with the Council of Comics at 5 p.m. Eastern for the box office and our movie review, but I may not be around tomorrow. Monday, new keys and hot comics of the week. Wednesdays, new comic book day. we only won two awards for it. I gotta be better at remembering. Friday night I have Marco from Renovision, and that's on my immediate task. I gotta fill out the rest of my Comics and Coffee, Comics and Company, Comics and Cocktails guests. That's right. I have 3 freaking working titles because I'm a crazy person.
All right, DVH, what you got coming up, brother?
Well, I'll have either Monday or Tuesday, but probably Monday. I'll have the unboxing of the AOK that the fine gentleman to my left sent in the post very quickly.
Yeah.
Then on Friday, Saturday, we'll have another Parliament of Mals. If I get a chance to do the rips of the cards, then I might put a video up on Friday as well of that, but if not, it'll be down the line at some point. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, for me, Monday, I'm going to have a video where I'm opening up a bunch of Ollie's packs that I got from a friend of mine on Facebook. They were originally supposed to be 2 separate videos, but I'm going to put them together because they got a lot of cool stuff coming. the Tony's Comic Spotlight. I got ideas for the channel that I'm putting on hold for me just a little bit. I want to do I want to get a few episodes recorded before I start releasing them. I got a few ideas. We'll see how it goes. Next Saturday, I'll be on the Parliament of Mouths, and I'll be with Mike on his Crested Kryn. We're going through Dragons of Spring Dawning. I believe we're going to wrap that up. And then we'll be back in 2 weeks for another episode of Into the Comiverse, hopefully, because Monday I have a phone interview for Post, a QA job for Post. I'm hoping that's going to work out. I'm going to hopefully go from inspecting turkeys to inspecting cereal. So we'll see how that goes. And
Awesome.
but that is about all I've got. As far as scheduling stuff, I don't really want to try to schedule it too much because I don't know what's going to happen in the next few weeks. I may be able to do Saturday shows. I may not be able to because you don't know what your schedule is going to be like when you start a new job.
Of course, yeah.
But, hopefully in a couple of weeks, we'll be back with another episode of Into the Comiverse. And I've already decided, unless I change my mind, that the horror film I'm going to talk about is an independent film called 13 Fanboy by Deborah Voorhees. So that's going to be, I love it. I was actually a contributor to help get the movie made. If you look, my name's in the credits for the Indiegogo. So that was pretty cool. And y'all, that is all I've got for today. I'm going to take a minute and thank everybody for Cliff, Dr. Von Hoot, Mike, Rich, Vogs, everybody for hanging out. And I want to thank everybody for watching this on the replay, everybody that hung out in the chats. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for continuing to support the channel. So maybe hopefully somewhere down the road, I'm going to start working on a 400 subscriber giveaway. And Hoot only has 11 more people, and you'll be at 400, something like that.
Yeah. Now, yeah. I mean, we'll see, but that sounds like a good time. As soon as I hit 400, we'll work something out.
That would be awesome. Yeah. And everybody, thank y'all. Be safe, take care, and God bless. And we will see y'all in 2 weeks.
Welcome to the human race.